Hello everybody, I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, then please do. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another review, and the TV show that I'm going to be reviewing today is Never Have I Ever Season 4. So I'm going to be saying my thoughts on each characters, and then I'll say my final thoughts at the end, and then that will be it. So we'll include spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen the show and you would like to, then please skip this video. But then once you've seen the show, then you're welcome to come back. But if you don't care about spoilers, then keep on watching. So the first character I'm going to talk about is Davy. Davy is the main character in the show. What I have to say is that I'm very happy with what they did with Davy throughout the season. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. I don't like a lot of the main characters in a lot of shows. For example, in the show Victorious, I like Victoria Justice, but let's be honest, Tori gets outshined in her own show. I've had this conversation with my friend, and she's telling me she doesn't like the show because for example, she told me that she doesn't like the show and she hasn't seen it, and I said to her, and every time she tells me she doesn't like the show, it's because of Davy. She says Davy annoys her. So I said to her, so it's not the show you don't like, it's Davy. You just don't like the character of Davy, which I understand. She can be annoying sometimes. I can understand Davy can be very problematic sometimes. When watching the show, I'm thinking side eye, but there was many times I was proud of Davy. One of those times is when she said to Margot that they should pretend to get along so that Davy's mum and Margot's dad can date. I really like that. I like that she done that, and I was very surprised that it happened. In season 2, there was a time that the mum liked the doctor, and the reason why that didn't work out is because of Davy. So it was really nice seeing her wanting her mum to be happy. How much her and her mum's development has gone throughout the show. Davy's a very complex character. I want to root for her, but at the same time, I found her very problematic, so it's very hard for me to root for her. She's very young, so let's be honest, a lot of us didn't make the best decisions then when we were younger. So learning about why Princeton means so much to her was very interesting, and seeing the memories with her dad. Davy has come such a long way in the show, like giving Ben her t-shirt to Bo even though she was mad at him, but wanted to help him even though she clearly still wanted to be with him. But she respected his choice when he said he was going to stay with Margot. So the next character I'm going to talk about is Ben. I love Ben with all my heart, and I'm team Ben 100%. But I have to be honest, I was very disappointed with his character in the season. There's times that I was happy with Ben, like when he broke up with Margot because he said that he can't be with someone who basically thinks he's a loser. There's times I was thinking side-eye because when we found out that Ben was the one who actually Ben was the one who made up with the idea of not talking to Davy, it wasn't Margot. Like, that really annoyed me. So I can understand why some people will be like, oh, how could Davy still want to be with Ben after that? Overall, I do really like Ben, but just this season, he wasn't giving me the Ben that I loved in the past. Again, I'm team Ben, but even I can admit it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Next, I'm going to talk about Davy and Ben together. I know some people are sad that they were together, and all I have to say is it sucks to be you because I'm very happy, but I am sorry for the people that are upset, but I am happy. So I've wanted them to be together. I've been team Ben from the start, and I'm going to tell you something, and that is when they said they both loved each other, I haven't been that happy in a while. Before the show came out, I was sad that they might not end up being together because I thought they were going to give Dave the whole storyline of being single and that kind of storyline. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being single, but Davy's been a character, has been gone from relationship to relationship. So I'm thinking, so after all of this, she's not going to settle down with no one. So, and I know that's what some people would have rather. They would have rather she'd be alone than end up with Ben, but I'm very happy. And when I was watching the show, I was very stressed out that they wasn't going to end up together. So there was a time that I skipped to the end, and then I rewatched the show properly. Davy and Ben have been through so much together, and you're probably thinking, why did I skip to the end? Like, why was I very stressed? And it's because with Margot being in the picture, I thought that maybe Ben and Davy won't be endgame. So, and I've used this example before, and I think Davy and Ben work very well together. So I'm a person who doesn't like smoking. So if I've been with a partner who wants to smoke, who doesn't want to smoke and wants to quit, that person should quit because it's coming from them, not because it's coming from me. So some people might not believe this, but I believe there's right person, wrong time. So Ben and Davy have always been right for each other, but they just need to handle things apart. I might be a bit biased because I love Jaren but it's the person who plays Davy, Mo Trewa Christian, something like that. I really like them together, and they're best friends on set, and they've confirmed this. So I really love them being together. So that might be why I'm Team Ben. So that's one of the reasons why I'm still Team Ben, even though some people might say that Davy should have been with Ben, but I think they're really good together. Next I'm going to talk about is Paxton. I feel like what they did with his character was really good. Did I think that him going back to his high school was the best decision? No, but you can see that Paxton's gone through a lot, and I'm not just talking about in this season, I'm talking about like in general. Like when he was talking about in the last season that he graduated, I was very happy for him. He did try out and he did try going to college and it didn't work out. Yes, he could have tried longer, but he went back to his comfort zone, so I do understand. I understand he's missing his friends, and his friends don't call him Jackson or whatever they call him, so I want to go back as well. I know some people didn't like it, but I liked when he was helping Eric. I thought it was very sweet. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think that is his name. I don't remember his name, but I did like it when he was helping him. He didn't want to do it at first, but it was cute, and it's nice to see that he decided to go back to college and to be an actual teacher. Next, I'm going to talk about Lindsay. So Lindsay is Paxton's new love interest, and I'm going to be honest, I was half and half about her. As a character, I did like her, and I think she's very pretty, but I was just half and half about them being together. I do think they look good, and the scene when they were playing Never Have Ever was very funny because they kept on saying Miss Thompson, even though she said you can call me Lindsay. I think that really makes sense. Even more after you find out that Paxton isn't going to end up with Davy because he's her teacher now. I'm going to talk about Ethan. I was very excited when I heard about Ethan because from last year they were talking about this new person who's going to be joining the cast. I'm going to be honest, I wish he was in it more. He was very funny and I liked him and David together. It was kind of sad that they broke up, but I can see it wasn't going to work out. Like he was just kind of gone, and then I was like, oh, what happened? But I understand he was there for what he was needed for, so it was very nice. Next, I'm going to talk about Davy's mum, and I think his name is I think it's Natalie. So I think she's a top tier character. I love her development. She's still very protective, but it doesn't come off as overbearing. She wants the best for Davy, but she allows her to make mistakes, and that's because she's seen how much she's gone through, and also because of what the dad said to her before the dad passed away. The way she said this is over from Ben Gross, I was laughing a lot. You see how she's come in more into the fact that she does deserve to get her wants and her needs, even though she does miss her husband. When Davy lied to her, I was a bit confused because they've been through so much, which also shows how Davy can be problematic, but I understand she was scared or embarrassed, and that's what I have to say about Davy's mum. I love her and I wish her all the best. Next, I'm going to talk about Davy's grandma. I can't pronounce her name either, but it says it in the brackets. I think it's Namana, I do not know, but I don't really have much to say, but I loved her. I love how she's not just a character, because in the beginning of the show, she was just mostly just there, and she had some funny lines, but now she's like developed more as a character. I understand when she was scared to tell her family about her boyfriend, but they were very supportive, and we'd love to see that. Can we just talk about how she kept on talking about how the boyfriend or her fiance is white. Like, she hasn't mentioned it. I like the scene when she says to the mom about how she's putting up a fight with Davy because she thinks it would be easier to let her go. Overall, she's a really good character, and I'm happy for what we got for her. Next, I'm going to talk about the cousin. So that's Camilla. One of my favorite characters in the TV show, or my favorite characters in TV show history. In the season, she basically thinks her grandma's boyfriend is a liar, and to be honest, I was right with her because the evidence was pointing that way. However, this was a way of her hiding from her own problems, so she's basically given this job opportunity, but it means leaving her family. I wish we got more of her, but for what we got, I'm happy. I love her and Davy, how her and Davy had that talk in the end of the season, and the dance between them was very iconic. I love her development, so I think it's Camilla. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Next, I'm going to talk about Anissa. I'm going to be honest, I didn't remember she was even in the show, but when she came on screen, I was like, oh, it's her. I was like taken very back. Having her in the 2 scenes was very sad. It's kind of like Stranger Things season 4. Like, they had so much characters, they didn't know what to do with her, which is sad. So we just see her mostly in the background. There's nothing else for me to say on her, but justice for Anissa. Next, I'm going to talk about Trent. Now, when talking about Trent, I've always liked him, but in the past, I was half and half about his character. He's mostly just the comic relief, and to be honest, he annoyed me, but in the season, I enjoyed his character. You see more of his vulnerable side, and you see how much he loves Eleanor. He was there for Paxton, and he had his back, which was really good. There was a time I was thinking this is very questionable behaviour, like when he proposed, but at the same time I could see it from his side because he really does love her. I believe love can make you do stupid things. The scene in the car was very sad when they broke up, but I'm happy they got together in the end. Next, I'm going to talk about Eleanor. One of her main plot is that she likes Ethan, but Ethan is kind of like her rebound. So Ethan kissed both her and Davy like after 10 minutes, and they found out. Then her saying how she was only interested in him because she misses Trent, and to be honest, I respect that, and she was way better anyway. It was very random, like her graduating early. I was very surprised at the scene with her acting, and she doesn't get it. Then there was a part when she goes against her mum or something like that, and she allows her mum to have it, which I think that was very good because she can see that she doesn't want to be like her when she's older, so I get it. Her story was very much all over the place, but as a character, I do like her in the show. She can be very annoying sometimes, but I like her as a character. The last character I have is Fabiola. So Fabiola has always been one of my favourites from the show. You can see in the season that she gets into Princeton, but the problem is that Davy wants to go to Princeton, so she hides it from her because she knows that Davy has wanted to go for years and it's been her dream. The way Davy found out was very sad, but I do see Fabiola's side because if I was her, I would find it hard to tell Davy as well because Davy can react very irrational sometimes. Fabiola has to do this writing assignment and she starts writing it, and it gets very emotional because it's basically what's going on with her and Davy. That was very sad, and you can see how much she really does care about Davy, and she really wants the friendship. Davy apologized by basically saying she doesn't own Princeton. Later on, Fabiola does say that she doesn't want to go to Princeton because I think it's Harvard she wants to go to. I could be wrong, but they have a really good robotics school or robotic class, and they have a really good robotics class, so she ends up going there instead. She also still with that person she was from the last season, and I think they're cute together, but actually, which I didn't talk about her, and that's Margot. I do like Margot. I thought she was a very interesting character. I did like her with Ben. They seem nice together, but I am a Davy and Ben shipper all the way. But the way that she acted when she found out about the book, I would act the same way because Davy literally just apologized to her and then she found the book. So I understand Margot too, in a sense. She was annoying sometimes, but as a character, she was okay. Compared to other characters that were just kind of there and then were gone, like Des, for example. I think she's okay. Like, she's a decent character. I think I liked her way more in season 3 though, but she was okay. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my final thoughts. I thought the season was good. It was very funny. I like the growth that Davy goes through. It's very sad knowing it's the last season, but I'm happy with the ending. Even though it's the last season, the line when the narrator was like, oh, for now, that has my head spinning because I'm hoping they do a spin-off show or something. I don't know what's to come in the future, but if there is more to come, I'll be very excited. I wish we got more characters development, so for like Anissa, for example, but I'm happy with what I got. I do prefer this season way more than season 3. I think it's a really good show. It is still one of my favourite shows, even though I didn't like season 3, even though there's some characters that I didn't like as much as others, and some story plots I'm thinking to myself, why does this need to be done? But as a show, it's still one of my favourite shows, especially on Netflix. Like, I still think it's up there with Never Have I Ever, with Sex Education, Stranger Things, them kind of shows. But that is all of everything I have to say about the show. If I've forgotten anything, then I'm sorry. Please go and watch my other reviews that I've done. I have other reviews that I'm planning to do, but as of now, that is it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I post. I love you guys and I'll see you next time. Bye.